When I went through this final time in prison, I started to really have a look at myself and realise that, I was the problem, and I was also the solution at the same time. Just got this question to answer. How did you figure out what you wanted to do with your life? Now, this couldn't be a more perfect question, because I've done a lot of contemplation over the last couple of years. I've gone through a whole personal development journey. I've done a lot of bad in my life. From a young age, I was involved with crime. I was expelled from school. I had an ASBO. I went to Young Offenders Institution when I was 18, and my life just sort of spiraled out of control to the point where I was using drink and drugs and going to prison multiple times. And I was very angry. My dad was an alcoholic. He'd put me down a lot, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. But going back to that question, I guess I was more existing rather than living, and sort of doing the things I thought other people wanted from me, or completely self-sabotaging my life and just the way I felt about myself due to my upbringing. I never felt free, and I always wanted to have true freedom, and at the time I just thought that was very much down to a geographical restriction. When I was in prison I felt confined, but even when I was released from prison I still didn't feel free. I couldn't think what I wanted, I couldn't say what I wanted, I couldn't do what I wanted for fear of rejection, failure, disappointment, all these limiting beliefs that I held from my past. And when I went through this final time in prison, I started to really have a look at myself and realise that I was the problem, and I was also the solution at the same time. And I took a strong view of what I really wanted to do, and that always came down to freedom. I wanted to feel free. I wanted to do what I really wanted to do. So I worked on myself, went counselling, therapy, psychotherapy. When I was released from prison, I did 6 months in rehab. And to answer your question, that is all I contemplated. What do I really want to do? And it always came down to being free. But I also had a massive interest in business. So I went back to college, and I even went to university, but I left university in the end because I realised it wasn't for me. And I started an online business to the point where one grew, and then I started another and another, and now I've got 4 online businesses, and I have the freedom to travel the world and earn money from it at the same time. It's crazy to think that we can live a life like this, and I once was the same as everybody else when I had these preconceptions that it was just smoke and mirrors. People sitting on the beach, drinking their cocktails, living the laptop lifestyle, thinking that was completely impossible and never going to happen. But the reality is, it's actually much more easy than you think. It's cheaper, it's a better way of life, and I feel free. That's what I was looking for this whole time, but not just because I'm somewhere on the other side of the world, but from the fact I've worked on myself. I've looked at the things that I wanted to spend my time on. I've removed all the things that I'm not, and I can do, say, think absolutely whatever I like without hindrance or restraint, and that's freedom.